Hey everyone, happy Monday, happy October. Thanks everyone for being on the call, whether you're here live or listening to the replay. So amazing month last month. You guys were rocking out some amazing goals and rank advancements, and I'm so proud of every single one of them. So, but now is not the time to sit back. It's a new month and a new quarter. It's the last quarter of this month. So we want to hit the ground running so that you guys can have some direction and some ideas of how you can reach your next goals and how to set your next goals. I always talk about goals, I feel, but that's how this business runs. So I hope that all of you have had a chance to watch the Eric Worre's video that I posted in this events page, as well as in Team Unstoppable. If you haven't seen it yet, please go watch it right after you are done with this video, because he explains why short spurts of intensive action are really important in our business, instead of just kind of coaching along through the year, and why it's important to either do 60 or 90-day runs where you put everything out on the line and you just go for it, and how this helps you get ahead in your business. So watch that video right after we're done here if you haven't seen it yet. So, like Eric Worre always says, he says success loves speed, meaning that, if you hit the ground running, if you have some really clear goals, if you have a team with you that's wanting the same thing and they have goals of their own, if you all run together, you're going to get so much further ahead than when you're just kind of coaching along and just kind of seeing what happens. So what I would like to ask from all of you is to commit the next 90 days to run with it. Figure out where would you like to be, whether it's a dollar amount or whether it's a specific rank. Where would you like to be by the 31st of October? That actually being said, I always like to pretend like the month has only 3 weeks in it. So where would you like to be by the 24th of October? For those of you who are brand new, and there's a lot of you right now, if you haven't reached the rank of managing market partner yet, this is a really, really good goal for you. It only requires you to go out and find 2 market partners to join you and for yourself to be active with 300 PV, which is the value of 3 systems or oils. So for those of you who are brand new, this is a really, really good goal. MMP by the 24th of October. Some of you I know are reaching for way bigger goals like Market Mentor, and that's fantastic too. So what you really need to do is figure out where you want to be by the end of this month. Figure out where you would like to be by the end of November. And then ultimately, where would you like to be by the end of December? Like, what rank do you want to be at when you come to the conference in January in Houston? If you don't have your tickets yet, monations.com, go and get them soon because they are going to be selling out. That's a little side plug there. But so I always kind of say, try to reverse engineer. So let's say by the end of this month, you want to be, let's say, what rank should we talk about? We could talk about MMB. That's an easy one. So for those of you who are perhaps at the MMP level or above right now, and you want to run for MMB, it's a big jump for you. You're going to need $7,000 in volume or 70 systems sold between you and your team. I always like to break down those numbers into systems because it makes it feel psychologically so much more doable. You're going to also need 4 active lines. Active line is somebody with 200 PV or more. That's the value of 2 systems or 2 oils. And then you also need 2 people under you who are managing market partners. Managing market partner is somebody that has 1,200 points, 1,200 GV group volume, 2 active lines with 200 PV each. And then you yourself or the MMPs need 300 PV themselves. So kind of break it down and see where things are going to fall into place. Decide and reach out to your teams and ask for commitment. Who are going to be your 2 MMPs? Who are actually serious about it and who want this by the end of October or by the 24th of October? And then break down that big goal, 7,000, if you reach for MMB, and see how many points you need per week. 7,000 divided by 3 weeks, it's 2,333. And then again, figure out, okay, help your MMPs, sorry, break that same goal down for themselves. They need 1,200, divide that by 3. So you know that, okay, they need 400 GV per week. So that's really, really doable. That's only 4 systems sold every week. So you see how if they meet their goals, those 2 MMP legs, and then you need to figure out some volume there in between, or how you're going to get to the 7,000. But everything kind of starts clicking together if you break it down to the lower and lower levels to your brand new people, and help them do the same, help them kind of see the bigger picture and, okay, what do I need? And actually be committed. Like somebody just saying that, okay, I want this rank by the end of this month, or I want to make $500 by the end of this month. That doesn't really mean anything unless you have an action plan and actually like how am I going to get there? What do I need to do today to reach my goal by this Friday or by this Sunday for this week? And this is something I've talked about before, but I know we have lots of new people who are going to be watching this. So figure out what is your closing ratio. Kind of keep track of your contacts with people, whether it's brand new presentations of Dare to Succeed or whether it's follow-ups. See how many people, like out of 10 people that you contact, how many people actually commit to either buying from you or joining you in this business. An average in the industry is about 2 people out of 10 will do something. They'll either buy or some of them will join. I know I had a phone call earlier, a coaching call with one of our team members, and she has done this and she figures it's about 4 people out of 10. So as you get to the higher ranks and you get better and more seasoned, you'll find that your closing ratio, the percentages, can also go up. So once you have figured out, you know, do it for a week or so and see, like, okay, for every 10 people, how many people you can close, and then figure out for your rank that, okay, how many people do I need to bring in this week? If this week you need to bring in 2 new people, you know that you have to talk to at least 10 new people and present the Dare to Succeed. If your closing ratio is lower, perhaps you can only close 1 person out of 20, then you know that, oh my goodness, I need to talk to 40 people this week to get 2 people to say yes to either the VIP retail or the market partner program. So you kind of need to take an hour and sit down and just really reverse engineer and see exactly what you need in order for everything to fall in place. And don't be shy to go out to your teams, if you have little teams forming, and ask for commitment. Like, are you in this? And by meaning, are you in this, meaning, you know, what are you going to do? Or do you need any help to figure out what your goals should be and what your daily actions should be? I mean, and we have right now so many incentives for people to get active. I mean, our consistency promotion, just for doing what you're doing anyway, being active with at least 200 points every month, you actually get free products. Your first 2 months that you're active, you'll get the free Revive shampoo. If the next month, again, you're active after that, you'll get the free Replenish mask, and the 3rd month, you'll get the free Rejuvenate oil. I think it's a really fantastic way to just reach out to everybody on your teams and remind them of this, because who doesn't like free? I love free stuff. And, you know, you can use it for stocking stuffers, or you can use it to sell it for 100% profit, or you can use it yourself. So how amazing is that? Another reason for your team to run with this and commit for 90 days. What is 90 days of action going to do for them right now? It's if they commit to 1,000 PV every month, just selling 10 systems to VIPs or retail, they will qualify for the Vegas trip, whether it's the spring or the fall trip. Right now we have 2 Vegas trips on the line. So that's pretty amazing. I mean, who doesn't like Vegas? I have never met the person who doesn't want to go to Vegas. And if all it takes is selling 10 systems or oils, I think that's pretty awesome. I know it gets my wheels turning. I'll do whatever it takes to sell those systems. So yes, let's go back to planning. So think about where you want to be by the end of this month. And then think about where would you like to be in the 3 months' time? Like, what rank do you want to close this year out at? For somebody that's maybe right now at MMP, they could easily close the year out as MMB, possibly AMM or even MM, depends on how fast you want to run. For somebody that's already at MMB right now, they should be able to close out the year as MM if they take this serious step, if they set themselves some big goals. So the big thing is commitment. And we always say that, don't beat the dead horses. If somebody's just not active or doing anything at all, there's no volumes running through them, yet they're a market partner. If after repeated, reach outs to them, if they don't do anything, or if there's just empty promises or whatever it may be, maybe it's just not the good time in their life right now to do the business. So what you need to do is just go out and find new people. If you can't change your people, change your people. Like they say, go find those new people who want this. I love this analogy that every time somebody joins this business, they're handed a deck of cards, and then you start contacting people, which is, like flicking those cards. Some people get their aces, their big runners right away. Some of them will get them here and there, and every couple of months you'll get somebody that's amazing. And some people get them all at the end, all at once. So don't give up. And if somebody is not wanting this as bad as you do, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that maybe it's not for them. They just are not as ambitious as you are, and that's okay too. And once you've got your goals figured out, commit to 90 days. And by 90 days, what I mean is that you should commit to at least 2 brand new contacts who you talk to about the Monate business. It's not just 2 new Facebook friend ads. It's actually 2 people who you physically talk to about your business or the products, and do it at least 5 days a week, and commit to a full 90 days of that. So that's between now and the 31st of December, holidays included. I'm not kidding you. If you want to take a few days off, you've got to make it up somewhere. Like by being committed, you will not recognize your business by the end of December. I can promise you that much. Another thing, what I have found super helpful throughout my just over a year now with Monate is accountability partner. I've always had an accountability partner from a whole different team. I didn't feel like I wanted anybody from my own team or somebody that's connected in the tree to me. I wanted somebody that's kind of reaching for the same things, somebody that I could report to every single day, what I have done, what my progress has been. And it's sort of, it's something that makes me feel guilty if she reports to me and tells me that, I contacted these and these people and I got the VIP and a market partner and this is where I'm at. And if I haven't done my stuff by the time she reports to me in the evening, oh my gosh, it makes me run. Like, I don't want to be worse than her. So the accountability thing works so well. And I've done it for over a year now. It's actually with my friend Catherine, which several of you know. So if you guys, and this is what I would strongly suggest, if you'd like an accountability partner and you don't know how to find one, or you would like myself or your upline to pair you up with somebody, I'm going to put the little post up in Team Unstoppable, and you can comment below if you are looking for an accountability partner, and we'll try to figure out somebody for you who you can buddy up with for 90 days, and you do daily check-ins at least 5 days a week and tell them what you're doing to improve or work your business. It's only for your own benefit. It's not for somebody to police you or anything like that, but it's something that I'm telling you, it's helped me so much. If I didn't have somebody to tell every day what I've done, like I don't think I would be where I am today. Like, I think all of us need a little bit of that butt kicking now and then. So yeah, I'm going to put up a thread in Team Unstoppable. I would love to see which people are going to be committed and running for 90 days. And that's going to be pretty exciting. So I'll open this up for questions. Who has questions? Who has any comments? Anything like that? Feel free. We can chat for a little bit. We have about 10 minutes left on the Zoom call here.
Corinne? Okay, I have a question. If you're gonna open it up, so I would like to, as an example, as you said, for anyone who is ranked at a MMP. Specifically, what do they need to do daily to get to MMB?
Okay, so for an MMP to get to MMB,
you said 7,000 group volume.
So they need 7,000 group volume. They need 500 personal volume PV, which can come from themselves, VIP customers or retail customers. And what this translates to is 5 systems sold over a month. Basically 1.5 systems a day or 2 systems a day. 2 systems a week. So it's not the whole lot. Most people should be able to do it, especially if you're buying some stuff for yourself. There's probably an oil and a system for yourself already. So just figure out another 300 PV. So, and then they need 4 active lines, 4 people who have 200 PV or more. And out of those 4 lines, 2 lines need to be managing market partners, MMPs. And each of those have 1,200 group volume, 2 active lines, and 300 personal volume. So it works out to, if we pretend that the month has 3 weeks, it ends up at about 2,300 points per week, GV per week. And then depends on what, who the people under them already are in place. And if they're starting from scratch, they're going to need at least, oh my goodness, they need a bare minimum of 8 market partners on their team. Plus the rest can be VIPs or whatever they can be. But a minimum, somebody who wants to run for MMB, they need at least 4 people on their front line as market partners and active. And then 2 under 2 of those people. So that brings it to 8. That's the absolute bare minimum somebody could do this with. If that makes sense. And yeah, depends on what they have in place. If they don't have anything in place at all, and if their closing ratio is 2 people out of 10, oh my goodness, so 10, 20, somebody going from MMP to MMB, they probably need to contact about 50 to 60 people.
So do you think it's a good idea for them to be booking launch parties?
Absolutely. Either launch parties, they can do, even like if they're in a remote area and there's just nobody close to them, they can do a Facebook Live party. They can do one of those. Invite all their friends, whoever and wherever they live, and just like we are here right now. Or they can do a Facebook, like a launch party via Zoom, just like us, so that everybody can see everybody and everybody can interact. That's another option. Yeah. Or they can do a wine and wash. If it's somebody that has connections with a salon, they can do a wine and wash, but that tends to be less duplicatable because not everybody does have connections with salons like that. But wine and wash can also be done at somebody's house. I've seen people do it at a kitchen sink. They wash their hair, they get the mask in there, they have some wine, and they wash the mask off and blow dry. Just a girls' night out in pajamas. and people get to experience the products. It's fun, and that's just another way. But a launch party, I strongly suggest it to everybody, whether they're close to their sponsor and they have some local, people, or if they're just somewhere on their own, we can always support them remotely with launch parties by either Zooming in or Skyping in or anything like that as well. So yeah, it's important. It's like when you open a Starbucks, but you don't let anybody know where the store is going to be. Like nobody's going to come and buy coffee, right? So yeah. With you need to let people know that you are officially in business now. So
how many launch parties do you think someone should have if they're trying to run, and knowing that the president's coming at the end of the month to Vancouver, October 27th?
Well, they should
get their new people to come and invite their new people's people to the big party on October 27th would help momentum.
Yeah, really.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody should have at least one launch party within their first 1 or 2 weeks. But ideally, like when you're freshly starting out, doing like weekly meet Monates even. It can be casual, somewhere in a coffee shop, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. The fancier you make it, the less duplicatable it's going to be for your team members. Because
what do you mean by that? I have somebody wanting to do the perfect party.
Okay.
What does that mean?
We all love perfect parties, but okay, it really, really depends. Like, I wouldn't go out and rent a room and put money into it. I personally wouldn't do that, because I know that whoever I invite and I hope them to join, they will come in and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is so fancy. Is that what I have to do when I join? Like, I don't know. I don't think I have time for this kind of stuff. Like, all the planning and, everything being so perfect. So I personally don't do fancy parties for that exact reason. I sometimes have people over to my house for just wine and samples and stuff like that. Locally, with Corinne here, we've been doing actually Meet Monates. Like, a couple of months ago, we had literally every single week booked, and we went to all the nearby cities. We traveled by ferry to go and try to, open up some new areas. So, and it doesn't have to take long. It maybe takes about an hour and a half. Depends on how.
Can you describe specifically what you do in the party?
Oh, we have 10 minutes left, it tells me. You mean like a Meet Monate?
Someone's doing a launch party. What specifically?
Well, at the launch party, if possible at all, whoever the sponsor is should sort of be there, whether by, remotely via Skype or whatever, or in person, and just be like, oh, hey, here is whatever the name, Joe. He, as you all guys know, you're here today because Joe has started a brand new business. And let me tell you a little bit about it, because Joe is still so new and he's trying to find his way around it. So let me do the explaining to him so he can learn while I'm talking. So, go grab yourself some food and, let's have a little chat, and then just run through the Dare to Succeed kind of casually, have it in front of you so that people can see that you're reading off it, and mention it to people that, all I'm doing is reading off the sheet, so any of you can do it. And yeah, don't take more than 15 minutes for that. And, people can ask questions and just go and mingle. And it can be just as simple as that. It makes it so duplicatable. Like, anybody can read off a sheet of paper. And it's going to make the new market partner also feel like, oh, I don't have to even know what I'm talking about, because my upline is going to do the talking for me. Yeah. Does it make sort of sense?
Yes.
And I think sometimes adding perhaps maybe, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe even a trivia section of it, like questions like, did you know that, especially if you're, a little bit more about products, but just saying, did you know that our products don't, or this product has, something like that is kind of fun to do too, because they know what they're using and we don't, but we know what we have, right? So
yeah, no, that's a great idea. And you could even do like little prizes or whatever, whether it's, an extra sample set, or if somebody that decides to join that night, you can, sometimes I give people like a set of 3 brochures and 3 of each of the samples, so that they can start their business right off the bat after they leave. And then I usually ask them to pass the same favor on to their person, whoever they're sponsoring into the business. So there's just so many ways of doing it, but I would really suggest just keeping it simple and don't wait. I mean, our fast start period is it's, it can be up to 3 months, 2 to 3 months, but that time flies. And, for anybody new, I would say don't spend all your time learning, because you can become like a chronic learner, which takes all the time away from your business. And then the fast start is going to be gone, right? So try to get those launch parties in as soon as possible. And, if possible at all, do weekly meetups. Just more casual, whatever. They can be as simple as a coffee date, or it can be, if you have more people coming, book a restaurant corner, or gosh, even in your living room. I mean, we don't really encourage home parties, but these can be done differently than, some other party plan companies out there, where people are not going to sit on a couch with catalogs feeling like they have to order.
Yeah, there you go.
But,
Pille, do you see the value in, some of the team members that may have obstacles? They don't know why they're not getting the people, and they're trying, but they're getting frustrated because they don't seem to be showing the success that they wanted to initially. Do you see the value in having some kind of a form where you find out what your obstacle is and figure it out?
I mean, it's, you know, I see now and then that we have team members that, like, they literally tell us that I feel stuck, I don't know what to do. But usually that comes from lack of action. Like, they gotta be really honest with themselves. Like, are you actually working your business? Are you actually talking to new people every day? Because if somebody, I'm not quite sure if I'm quite hitting the subject that you mentioned, but those people who don't seem to be getting any success, it means that they're not talking to enough people. And the other thing too, that, you know, some people are more shy by nature than others. So if that's the case, why not utilize three-way calls? All you have to really do, or even three-way chats on Facebook, if they're like ultra shy and they just can't get out of their shell, add the upline or add somebody into the chat and say, hey, I'm with this new company. I'm so excited about it. I would love to tell you more about it, but I'm still so new myself. So I added Corinne into this chat. She's my upline. Would you be open, you know, to a quick chat for 15 minutes or something like that? And there's just so many ways, but that's what it comes down to. If somebody doesn't see results, it's just because they're not talking to enough people. Nobody can say that I talked to 100 people this month and nobody joined. It's just not, it doesn't make sense, right?
So they're their own obstacle in the end, right?
Oftentimes, and sometimes it's just, you know, making yourself super uncomfortable. And that's when the magic happens. That's when things start happening and they'll see that, oh, this is not so scary after all. Like, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. That's sort of what it is. Just, they need to be just really honest with themselves if that's the case with people, that there's no results. They just need to sit back and be like, okay, you know, let's look at this successful person in a company. What does she do differently from what I'm doing today? And the answers are usually going to be right there. And it all comes down to action, usually. Action and follow-ups. That's what I would say.
Okay, perfect.
Makes sense. Hey guys, I received something in the mail today and I really wanted to share it with you guys. We've got some new awesome sales tools. I don't know if you guys have seen them yet. I hadn't ordered product brochures for a while. And have you guys seen these ones?
No.
So I ordered product brochures and I thought I'm going to get this upright brochure. So we have this one. And oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. There's each system and it explains what it does.
Oh, wow.
I think they're like $10 for $3.50 here in Canada. I'm not sure what the US price is, but it's amazing. And it explains like exactly what the system is for.
Yes.
I love it.
So that one's called the product brochure?
Product brochure, yeah. And on the back it says all the Monate knows, your space for the address. That's what it looks like. And then another surprise, I ordered the product pricing list. And this is what they sent me. It has the Rejuvenate on the front. Why, it's amazing. And then all the products on the back with the US and Canadian prices. And even the new Champ shampoo is on there.
Wonderful.
I just thought these were amazing. And yeah, so use these as your little tools, because how amazing is this to hand out with your samples, right? So there we go. Are there any other questions or anything else that you guys feel like you'd like me to cover? We have 2 minutes and 41 seconds left.
Good question from Arlene. If somebody wants to do a reverse engineering or work backwards with yourself or their upline, is that okay? Can you help
Absolutely.
them?
Oh my gosh, I've always told you guys, I am available for anybody. I don't have time to reach out to every one of the almost 500 team members that we have. So I need an assistant.
You're not like a magical fairy that can reach everybody.
But no matter where a person is on our team, anybody's welcome to contact me. And I totally mean it. Like, I'll help you figure out an action plan just for you. You just have to reach out to me, because I cannot guess who may need or want help. So, and of course you guys have your amazing uplines as well. So work with them and honestly, and utilize the Meet Monates, whether you host them yourself or check out the events page on the Monate Global website. There's so many events happening right now all across US and Canada, and that's your easiest way to get people on board. Oh, we have less than a minute, but I have one more really exciting news, and I'm not supposed to be even telling about it, but I will tell you guys. They are revamping the Dare to Succeed sheet again, and it's going to be now a Dare to Succeed brochure.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be replacing our opportunity brochure. So you can hand it out to anybody who you sample, and it's going to tell them right on top there that, it's going to be, you can either join us as a VIP, retail, or a market partner. And it's going to be right in there. I think it's amazing. I just wanted to share this with you guys because it will be available next month sometime, really soon.
Wonderful.
But other than that, we're out of time. Thank you guys so much for being on the call. This will be recorded and posted as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Happy October. Bye.